We wanted to give y'all a 10 things to know before going to Rio. And y'all, this video is gonna be jam-packed of places to eat. It's gonna be jam-packed of the beautiful mountains.
The views was everything.
The beaches, just the culture of it all, even the parties.
Yeah.
You know, just
a lot of stuff that we experience personally in Brazil.
Right.
I mean, of course, everybody's experience may be different.
Right.
But you could actually use this as a good guide as to, things to do, places to go, things to see. And what you could expect, because Brazil was a phenomenal experience.
Phenomenal experience.
It is one of the most beautiful countries.
We're gonna talk about the trip to Sugarloaf Mountain, the cable cars, all the things in this video. So sit back, relax. If you haven't before, like, comment, and subscribe, and stick around, y'all. Welcome back, YouTube, to another episode of the Gay Safe Space with
Kerry
and Pierre. And y'all, I know it's been a minute since y'all seen us, but you know what? We wanted to give y'all.
We needed a break, y'all. we can't even hold y'all. Getting in front of a camera every single week, vlogging or sit downs or whatever it is, it does take a toll on you sometimes. Sometimes you just want to live.
Sometimes you want to live.
We love KP Nation, but sometimes we don't want to think about y'all.
But on that note, y'all,
we love y'all.
We wanted to give y'all a 10 things to know before going to Rio.
Right. So as you guys know, we went to Brazil, Rio for our honeymoon.
Yes. In this video, y'all, we're gonna give y'all, like we said before, 10 things to know before going to Rio. And y'all, this video is gonna be jam-packed of places to eat. It's gonna be jam-packed of the beautiful mountains.
The views was everything.
The beaches, just the culture of it all, even the parties.
Yeah.
You know, just
a lot of stuff that we experience personally in Brazil.
Right.
I mean, of course, everybody's experience may be different.
Right.
But you could actually use this as a good guide as to, things to do, places to go, things to see. And what you could expect, because Brazil was a phenomenal experience.
Phenomenal experience.
It is one of the most beautiful countries ever.
We're gonna talk about the Chrysler Redeem. I don't want to say
Christ the Redeemer.
The Christ.
He said the Chrysler.
God. We're gonna talk about all those things in this video. We're gonna talk about the trip to Sugarloaf Mountain, the cable cars, all the things in this video. So sit back, relax. If you haven't before, like, comment, and subscribe, and stick around, y'all.
But yeah, we've not before done like an informational video on like things you should know before you go to a particular country, and we should.
And people ask all the time. They ask us all the time to do it. And some people, they say that our channel is a travel channel. I was like, oh well, thank you. I don't feel that way, but you know what? Hey,
I think unintentionally it became a travel vlog channel because we be traveling so much.
Just living our little life, child.
But really actually it's just lifestyle, our lifestyle and our lives. So hey, travel vlog, sure, we'll take it.
So we decided to do a 10 things to know before going to Rio, since we literally just was there. We went to a lot of other places as well, so we want to try to give y'all some more of these videos because people ask us questions all the time.
But we're not going back. We're not going back and cover the ones that we didn't do.
Alright.
Y'all don't get us going far.
Right. Listen, might as well, give the people what they want. So we're gonna do that today. And the first thing, and before we go any further, y'all, stop what you're doing, like, comment, and subscribe if you want more videos like this. Put it in the comments and let us know. Without further ado, babe, let's get it going.
Let's get into it.
Number uno. Well, is it uno in Portuguese?
I don't know. Yeah, because you just said Spanish.
Right, number one.
Right, stick with the English.
Alright, we're gonna stick with the English for now.
Yeah.
But the first thing we wanted to talk about is a visa not being required for this year.
Right.
That was a whole big conversation with going to Rio, because for a minute they were going to enforce that American citizens would need, or people that was born, you know, in America.
American citizens, Canadians, and Australians. Those were the three classes of people who were next up to have the visa requirement issued on their countries.
Exactly.
However, so again, and that is because there's a new president in Brazil. The old president was the one that got rid of the visa requirement. The new one wants to bring it back, right? I mean, it's not even expensive. It's like $89 or whatever for a 10-year visa. So in case you do need to get it, that's what it costs. You also could get it online. They have an e-visa that you could apply for and receive. So just know, for now it's suspended for another year. Come next April 2025 is when it is slotted to be enforced. We don't know if it will be suspended again for another year or indefinitely or what's going to happen. But just know you have until now and April next year to travel to Brazil visa-free.
Yes.
If you're American, Canadian, or Australian.
Yes.
There is some other places I'm sure the visa requirements is needed. You gotta look that up based on the passport you hold. Check to see if you need a visa to go to Brazil. Number 2, what you need to know. The official language of Brazil is Portuguese.
Portuguese, y'all.
It's not Brazilian.
It's not Spanish.
It's not Spanish. Portuguese. A lot of people go there speaking Spanish, and while it is very close, so Brazilians may understand some of the stuff you're saying, they actually think that's somewhat of an insult. They prefer you just not try at all than try to switch to Spanish just because you may know some Spanish words, right? So just know that Portuguese is the official language. They were colonized by Portugal.
Yes.
Therefore, their version of Portuguese is slightly different from Portugal's version, but kind of the same thing.
And if you're worried about traveling because you don't speak Portuguese, do not worry. Google Translator is a great tool. It's a great tool.
It's your best friend.
And you know, I personally felt like, and this is probably just my opinion, that people, I felt we met a few good people that actually spoke English, and I felt like we got around just fine, perfectly fine. So if you don't speak any Portuguese, long as you know how to say thank you, please, things like that, you know, I feel like that's you're good to go.
Yeah. Like our advice on that would be to just learn some of the basic Portuguese words like hi. In Brazil they say oi, right? That is hi. That's how they greet everyone.
Right.
Oi. Right? Then you want to learn something like thank you, because you'll be served, you'll get stuff and you'll need to say thank you as opposed to saying thank you.
Right.
You say obrigado. Right?
And going back to Google Translator, y'all can type these words in.
Type it in and tell you exactly what to say.
It will tell you.
And in some cases, there's like a nice exchange between their Google Translate and your Google Translate. Right. Y'all just talking back and forth.
A lot of that happened with us.
A lot of it, but it works.
And number 3. Number 3 is there are tons and tons of black people in Brazil. Do not believe the hype that everybody is looking like J-Lo over there, because that is not the case. Do you know that 4 million of the 9.5 slaves that actually went from Africa went to Brazil? That's a lot. 4 million of the 9.5 slaves.
9.5 million. So 9.5 million slaves was moved from Africa to the New World.
So that says a lot, y'all.
Beyond that,
that's more than America.
Right, beyond that, I can definitely tell you guys that Brazil is a melting pot when it comes to like ethnicity and shades.
Right.
Because you will find somebody who's like, goddamn no melanin. And you find somebody with Brazilian. No melanin and they're Brazilian. Right. And you'll find somebody who is block. block.
Kind of like America in a sense.
Right, so
all the countries we've been to, I feel like this one is the most far as the melting pot of different Brazilians.
Of course, there's a lot of people you're gonna see and interact with.
Right, and we had a lot, as y'all saw in our vlog, we've shown y'all all kind of, even from remember the little boy? The little boy.
Oh yeah, the vlog.
Yeah.
Like, oh, that's a child.
Yeah, we were just recording, closing out our vlog, and then this little boy came up and he was like just repeating the words that we were saying in English.
It's like, hey, he's like, hey. It's like, turn up. He's like, turn up.
That was fun. And then even the guy we met who was Brazilian as well, and he was literally
darker than us.
Our color. And that's a whole nother thing I wanted to talk about, because even watching that clip back, I was like, wow, this is 3 black guys. We're all from 3 different parts of the world. We have a Trinidadian, we have an American, and then we have a Brazilian.
And all
of us are black.
All can
it's
fit
fun.
in anywhere. Yeah. And we all look like we're from anywhere.
Anywhere.
Yeah, it can be from anywhere. So, so number 4. Guys, there is so much to do in Brazil. Like, we haven't even done quarter of the things there is to do because it's so big and, you know, it's just so much. So, some fun facts about Brazil that you'd want to know. Lots of attractions, lots of sights, lots of views.
Lots of beautiful views.
Lots of views. So Brazil is home to one of the 7 wonders of the world, the Christ the Redeemer. Right, Brazil is home to that. And it's such an amazing experience. So I'm Catholic, so this was definitely something I wanted to do. Right, get up there. They also have like a whole, like, it's a church, but it's not a church, but it is.
But you go up there.
Inside the Christ the Redeemer, underneath the whole statue up on that mountain, they do have a church. You could say prayers, you could do your Hail Marys, you could light candles. There's a whole lot you could do up there. But outside of that, they do have a lot of other things like the famous bridge that was in the Fast and Furious movie.
But before we get to the bridge, let's finish talking about the Christ
the Redeemer.
How big it was, y'all. The videos that we're putting up here is definitely not doing it justice. The height of how massive it is.
Yeah, and not just that, just where it's at. So you can literally see that statue from a lot of vantage points.
A lot of vantage points from Rio.
And you look up and you see these arms. Like, there is no mistaking what
There's none.
Because it's just that up on that little mountain. That's it.
Right, and when you go, another thing to know, when you go up there, you're gonna have to do some walking. So just know, you're going up some steps.
Just to get up to the actual statue, it's like what, almost 300 stairs you have to climb to actually get to where the statue's at. In addition to that, when you get up on the mountain, you have a choice of hiking.
Some people hiked, we didn't.
Yeah, or you have the choice of taking a shuttle. The shuttle was like, what, 80 reais, I want to say?
And for the Americans out there,
yeah, it was cheap. It was cheap.
It was cheap.
It made sense to just take the shuttle, be up there. It's hot, get it over with. Right?
Yeah, very beautiful views on top of views, and the views up there, y'all. Like, of course, looking at it, how huge and big it is. Yes, that's beautiful, but just looking at the surrounding.
Because you're just on a mountain peak. Like, this is you on top of a mountain peak.
All the way at the top.
And there's just water and mountains around you, and you see everything.
Everything.
It's one of the highest points in Rio.
And I just took in the view. So if you want to see breathtaking views,
definitely go up there.
Definitely go up there. It's worth it. If you go to Rio, that's number one thing you have to do.
Have to do.
So y'all, we gonna move to 5. Sugarloaf Mountain, y'all.
Another attraction.
Another beautiful attraction.
Must do.
Another must do. You want to go up there, you want to take the cable cars. It's you getting a 360 view as you go up. And the cable cars are very, very safe.
Comfortable.
I thought I was going to be like, oh, I'm going to be scared like we were when we were in Colombia. But that was a whole different vibe.
Because, you see, the cable cars in Brazil, they're electronic. Both were very, very good experiences. They're very exhilarating. One thing you're gonna do is understand you're up high in the cable.
And again, you're gonna get views, 360 views, every which way you turn. It's 2 different mountains, so you're gonna take 2 cable cars.
First one, then you go up.
And on both mountains, you're gonna have places where you can eat. There's places where you can purchase things.
Purchase souvenirs.
Souvenirs.
Food. You can purchase
all the
sorts
things.
of stuff.
Yep, take pictures, use the restroom. All that is
Plus,
there.
you could also get a tour guide, and he's gonna give you like a full rundown on the history.
Right.
For example, why they call it Sugarloaf? Brazilians store their sugar in a device that looks exactly like the mountain. It's like a canister that's long and straight, just like that. And that's exactly how the mountain is shaped. So that is kind of how it got its name.
Right.
Sugarloaf.
Sugarloaf Mountain.
Right, so the more you know.
Right.
Little
history lesson.
Right?
But yeah, so that's definitely a must-see.
Number 6. Number 6. So what you need to know, as an American, an Australian, a Canadian, a Trinidadian, a British person, no matter where you're from in the world, do not prepay for tickets. Don't prepay. Don't go online and do TripAdvisor and all that other shit and buy these expensive ass tickets in US or sterling or whatever money you use. What happens is that when you get to Brazil, you realize that it's a lot cheaper to just purchase the tickets there at the stations as opposed to trying to buy it online in advance because you pay a lot more.
And that's what we did when we went to Sugarloaf Mountain, as well as
even Christ the Redeemer.
Chrysler the Redeemer.
Bought it like, because for Christ the Redeemer, we saw they had like a tour or whatever online for like 160 US, right, per person, right? And we went, and our entire thing with the tour guide, because we just went, was 200 reais per person, which is 400 reais per person, which maybe I can calculate for y'all right now. 400 divided by 5, that's $80 for both of us. 80 US is what it came up to for the both of us.
Both of us shot.
Compared to spending $160 per person had we bought it in advance.
All right, so number 7, y'all.
We get in there, y'all.
We almost done. Ipanema Beach. Y'all, let me tell y'all about this beach. If you are going to go to any of the beaches in Rio, make sure you go to this one. It is a vibe, the visuals, the views. You get to see all the mountains in the backdrop, the sand. It's so comfortable. And then you got people, when you go there, just know
it's a gay side.
It's the gay side, so you gonna see all the gays, and everyone is welcome. And people was taking pictures with us. We had a vibe. And one thing I want you to make sure you know, more than anything, you can buy whatever you need with your debit or your credit card on the beach.
Yeah.
So if you want, let's say if you want a drink, they gonna come around with the liquor. They gonna come around with everything. When I say everything.
Everything.
They
offer you everything on that beach. We were shocked actually.
And they have their little card machine right there ready to go ahead and boom. So you do not have to bring cash to Rio
is not required
at all.
Actually, Brazil on a whole, cash is not required.
Right.
Much of anywhere.
That's one thing I wish they brought more here. Like, I love the fact that they had people selling all kinds of different things right on the beach, and you can just buy it from food down to.
Nobody gonna be walking around on the beach trying to offer you. Not in America.
I ain't talking about that. They definitely get that, so make sure you steer clear from that, guys.
All the drugs you want, they got it.
Steer clear, because you don't never know what some stuff might be mixed with. So we do not condone that.
Plus, additionally, as I said, like Brazil has a really big beach culture, so there's a lot of beaches. Ipanema is just one of the main ones because it's on the main strip. But you could go like more on the outskirts. There's a lot of nude beaches, a lot of gay beaches. If you guys watch like Twitter or like OnlyFans, y'all know a lot of the content creator girls record in Brazil on those nude beaches. So maybe you might get a free show.
Right. If that's what you're looking for. Because at the end of the day, whatever you're looking for, you can definitely find it in Rio.
So number 8. Electricity and charging your devices. Now Brazil uses a completely different plug than most places. And if the place that you stay at is not modern with like USB ports and whatnot, you're gonna be in trouble.
You're gonna be in trouble.
Right? So one of the best things you can do is go online, order an adapter, a converter that you could use when you get to Brazil in advance, so you're never inconvenienced.
Yes, just get it out the way, order it on Amazon, so that way you can have your phone charged or all your other things charged as well, because they do not have the same adapter as us here.
Yeah, actually one of our phones died. Remember when our phone died? When we drove back to Sao Paulo, like our phone died. And when we got to that room was not modern like the previous one. So there was no USB, no nothing. And we got there like 1 a.m. So we were stuck. Our shit had to stay dead until the following day, because we did not have the right adapter in order to get it charged.
Remember when we was driving from Rio to Sao Paulo and the phone almost died and we was in the middle of nowhere?
Oh yeah.
But we had the car charger in that. The
car luckily had a charger.
Right. But it was charging it super slow.
Yeah,
so I was like, and we was like on 4%. I'm like, oh shit. And we was like seeing like little hotels and shit. Motels. I was like, oh, this is what you know who do in the movies. They love stopping at a little motel on the side in the middle of nowhere. Like, what possesses you to do that? Oh, let's sleep here for the night. No, bitch, I ain't sleeping nowhere for the night. The fuck?
Never. Right? Number 9.
One thing we did want to talk about is basically the gays in the straights and how you can feel when you're there. Yeah, they don't accept gays like that in a lot of these countries, but one thing I can say about Rio for sure, they do. You can be out tonguing your man down in Rio.
Middle of the street.
That
was a culture shock actually.
That definitely was a culture shock.
Because like a lot of people speak about like, you know, oh, don't go certain places, oh, so be careful, oh, be on your phone. Bitch, shut the fuck up. Okay? Because we were fine, we were safe, we did not have any issue at all. And we went to the hood shit, and we were in the street dancing on each other, kissing each other like everybody else. It was such a vibe, the way they integrated like gay, straight. Sexuality is very fluid, so they didn't even care what was going on.
They didn't. Like,
everybody minded their business.
Everybody's doing their
own
thing.
Just having a good time, like, yeah.
And that actually leads me to what I feel like would be good for number 10, which would be the nightlife. Right. You know, the nightlife there is stellar. Especially if you know somebody. What was the name of the place we were at?
We'll write it.
We'll put it in the description, y'all.
I don't know.
Definitely can find something to do just by, especially if you're one of the gays. Y'all go to the gay side of the beach, meet people. They'll tell you what's popping, and
Not
that's
just
exactly
that
what
too.
we found too.
A lot of what we also found out is that a lot of the nightclubs, they are like integrated like sex clubs, if that makes sense. So a lot of them had like dark rooms or like certain areas that people could go. There was a lot of like bathhouses, and there's a lot of stuff there as a gay person if you want to immerse in the culture and really like
The culture, bathhouses.
the gay culture. If that's what you're into and you're really into that kind of stuff, there's something for everybody. So, but outside of that, there's a lot of straight things you can do, a lot of straight events, a lot of straight parties, a lot of stuff that just kind of integrates a wider cross section of the population. Right, like the street party we went to, that was just regular people. That was like gay.
Now that's what we attended. I don't know about the bathhouses.
Oh no, we didn't go, but we knew. Like I didn't know because like when you look it up, it's gonna tell you. When you look up some of these spots, it's gonna tell you there's a dark room, or there's a this, or there's a spa, or there's a whatever. I mean, what the fuck else you going there for than to fuck? Why you going?
But back to what we did, y'all. When we went to the street party, the street party was a vibe, y'all. It was, like we mentioned a little bit earlier, it was a vibe. Everyone was open. And again, you do not need You don't need cash.
Yeah.
Even at the streets party, we
You don't need
outside
cash.
literally.
You don't need
and
cash.
it was a vibe, y'all. It was very welcoming.
Very much.
Everybody was turned. We had a time out there, and we met a few people while we were there, and we turned up with them.
Oh, yeah.
So Rio in all 10 out of 10, y'all.
10 out of 10.
If you're thinking about going to Rio, we definitely recommend it. And other than that, you got anything else for people?
So the very last thing we would say or we'd advise you guys, when is the best time to visit Rio? And from our experience, it's whenever you feel like it.
To be honest.
However, Brazilians would always tell you
Carnival.
2 of the best times to come would be for Carnival in February, March, or for New Year's Day. New Year's Day is a big deal. There's a lot of
Very
fireworks
huge.
on the beach. They have this whole light display that you get to enjoy.
Right.
And yeah, so that's something you definitely want to look forward to as well. But it's good. If you want to pay more and really get an experience of like the cultural events, go for Carnival, go for New Year's. If you don't feel like being like the overpriced touristy person, because of course during those times the prices are a lot higher, then you go on a regular time.
Right.
And you still have fun
Still
because
turn up.
there's still a lot to do and a lot to see and a lot to get involved in.
Yes.
So
Okay, so while editing this, I don't know how we forgot to do the famous steps, but here they go. The famous steps are definitely a must-see. Neither one of us can pronounce the name, so I'm gonna drop it here. Definitely go around, I wanna say 9. Anytime before 10 would be good, because if you get there at 10, there's definitely going to be a line, as you can see in this video, but it's definitely worth the wait if you have a line to get your pictures. Everybody was actually friendly, and it's very touristy around there, so everybody, if you need somebody to hold your phone and take your picture, you definitely going to see somebody there that can help. But yeah, definitely a must-see for sure, and I just wanted to add it to this video. All right.
But other than that, y'all, that is all we have for y'all today.
Thank you for
Please,
sticking around.
if you haven't already, like, comment, and subscribe. Tell us what y'all think about this video. Tell us where y'all would want us to travel next. Like, what are some places? What are some countries?
now y'all know we'll be outside. Yeah, y'all. So we'll see y'all soon.
Right.
Peace, love, and happiness.
Deuces.
Deuces.